Recorded live in Austin, Texas, USA. It's the William Montgomery Show. Starring William Montgomery. With the Tony Chin Orchestra. The William Montgomery Jr. Dancers. As always, William is joined by the lovely Erica. I'm Brett Erickson. And now, here he is, the big red machine, William Montgomery.
Oh, Mike just came in here. What's going on?
Grant.
Grant, I'm kidding. Grant, I'm kidding. Grant, what's going on? How are the cameras?
I was just zooming it out a little.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, we can restart.
That was some technical lingo. He's zooming it out.
Yeah, it seemed like I could just see my bald head in the thing with the shiny light on it. Well, I'm glad Mike is all right.
Yeah. We've got Grant again today. Mike's not here today.
Yeah, we have Grant. He seems nice. Did you see his giant cup of coffee?
I didn't.
He had a giant cup of coffee.
Iced black.
It's iced tea.
Oh, it's iced tea.
I was like, oh, he really doesn't use cream?
Yeah. What does iced tea have caffeine in it?
Yeah.
Cool.
There's vodka in there.
Is there vodka in there?
No.
Okay.
That's exactly what a vodka drinker before noon would say. He's falling right into
Wait,
our
and what
trap.
was your name you said? That was a fun name.
I don't remember. What did I say? Roddy Stein.
Yeah.
Stein.
Something like that. My car got hit again in the parking lot, I think somewhere, or in the apartment. So my car has gotten hit twice now.
What?
Yeah, in the span of a month, my car had never gotten hit, and now it's gotten hit twice.
What kind of car do you drive?
A Volvo.
Ooh, safety first.
Yes, a very safe vehicle. Somebody fucking hit the back bumper real hard.
It's in like your apartment complex parking lot?
Or in the parking lots on 6th Street.
I think it's in the downtown lot.
Probably.
Yeah, that's where the first one happened. Somebody slammed into the back. It looks like a
How long
white
have you
car.
had that car? Years.
I've had the car years, and now it's...
Never been hit?
Yeah, luckily it doesn't look like that. It was only a little bit on the back, but oh gosh. It pisses me off. And then driving here, almost get into a couple of crashes. I don't know what's going on with all the traffic around here.
Yeah.
Has your car gotten hit or anything?
The only damage to our beautiful 2013 metal gray Prius has been self-inflicted.
What is it? What did you happen?
Well, my lovely partner, Carrie Mitchell, she has trouble parallel parking. It's a tricky scenario. So there were a couple times in West Hollywood that did
she hit some cars?
Hit some cars. Yeah, she hit. She knocked the front emblem off and kind of scraped up the front a little bit, and then she also scraped up the driver's door.
Does she stop and leave a note on the other person's car? Or leave?
Absolutely, leaves a note.
What would you do?
I would leave a note.
She would have to park somewhere else if she didn't leave a note.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you'd have to park somewhere. I remember when I was living in Avon, Colorado, and I was a snowmaker. I got real drunk one night in the employee housing. It had been snowing and icing everywhere, and I was drunk as shit. And I hit the gas real hard with my new roommate in the car when we're turning into the parking lot, and the car goes out of control. It slams into the back of some pickup truck. And for like the next month, I parked in another parking lot.
You didn't even know it? You just took off?
No, yeah, it totally screwed up the front of my car. It didn't really mess up the truck, though. Yeah. That's why I didn't feel too bad.
Right.
Like, it really didn't seem like the truck was messed up at all. But I didn't leave a note or anything. I just parked somewhere else for a while.
Got out of there. Yeah. I've had some moments when I was under the influence of bad driving and bad decisions. When I was 20, I was home from college and I went to a party and I got really, really drunk. I lived in a town of about 1,500 people, right? So really small town. Really small. And we were at a party out in the country, some guy's house, and I got really wasted and I drove home. and I put my car in the ditch into a cornfield. I just I don't know what happened. I just basically came to. I was in the cornfield. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Yikes.
Yeah. So I got out, and the car was okay, really, but it was stuck in the field. And I went back to the party, and I got a ride home. And then I was home, and I decided that I didn't know I couldn't remember where my car was, and I thought that my parents were going to be pretty pissed off if I didn't even know where it was to go look for it. So I better go look for it. So I hopped in my parents' car, and I drove back out to the party to look for my car. I couldn't find it. And then on the way back home, I passed out and crossed over in the center lane down into the other ditch and hit a culvert and completely totaled my parents' car.
Oh
my gosh. What did your parents do? Were they pissed?
I had to go to a house in the country. My nose was broken. I was covered in blood. My nose smashed on my face. I knocked on some farmer's house at 5 o'clock in the morning. 'Cause this is before cell phones.
Right.
I'm an old. And I knocked on the door, and I'm like, hey, I need help, whatever. And after some convincing, he let me in and used his phone. I had to call. I woke my dad up, and I told him he had to come get me because I wrecked the car. And then I told him he also had to go to Grandma's house and get her car because I wrecked all the cars. They're all gone. And he allowed me to live. So
nice. That's
good. He's a good guy.
Did he ever spank you or anything growing up?
No.
Did your mom?
Nope.
We got hit with the belt.
Really?
Yeah, we got the belt.
I should have gotten the belt that day at 20. I would have taken it.
Would you have?
Oh, I knew I deserved it.
Yeah.
He was just like, you're an idiot. And that was pretty much it. I was like, yeah.
God.
But yeah, no, we didn't have any corporal punishment or anything like that in my house.
Did you not? Yeah, it was generally all right, but we, Bobby Beltman, my dad would call it. We'd get Bobby Beltman sometimes.
Wait.
We'd snap the thing shut.
So basically your dad did corporal punishment as just a way to get into a hilarious bit he had.
Yeah, he totally called it Bobby Beltman, and he would snap the thing open and shut. Yeah, we get hit sometimes. I remember one day, there's some nice guy named Emmy. He used to clean up the front yard sometimes, and I was a little boy, and I remember going up to him, and we were in my room. He was up there doing something, and I said, yeah, my mom said she doesn't really want to pay you because all you do is go to the liquor store and spend all the money. And my mom was on the other side of the door listening, and when Emmy left, I remember she slammed my ass super hard up against the bed and was like, why would you be telling him that? It was horrible. Yeah, Frances. She got me then, and we had some plastic alligator toys. She'd hit the shit out of us with the alligator toys. Not some horrible way, or I wouldn't be saying this, but she would totally.
Yeah, look, sometimes moms have to assert control.
She totally would. Yeah, she'd hit us with wooden spoons. She'd hit us with the gator tail. She'd hit us with hair brushes.
And in your parents' defense, as compared to mine, I had a younger sister. We both had our own friends in the neighborhood, so we didn't have to hang around with each other that much,
Yeah.
So that seems like a very different dynamic than 3 Montgomery boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was probably some hell raising going on, and it was so sad. I remember Emmy. He kept on drinking, I guess, and he was leaving a bus stop one night, and a car hit him, and he basically turned into a vegetable. And then I went with my mom to some sort of hospital for people who aren't doing good, but it wasn't really a hospital. And we went in there, and Emmy was just on a mattress on the floor, and there was some other guy in the room, too, who had just gotten paralyzed for some reason.
Oh, my God.
And Emmy's wearing diapers, and then my mom's telling the other guy, talking to him about Jesus and stuff, and I can tell the other guy's just thinking to himself, shut up, lady, what's going on? It was horrible. It was horrible seeing Emmy
terrible.
just on the ground on some mattress. It was a depressing
How old
scene.
were you when this was happening?
Shit. 23.
Oh, my God.
It was later on, yeah. I assume Emmy's dead. I assume he's no longer with us. Sadly.
Yeah.
He was good. I remember he enjoyed drinking the pickle juice.
Oh, man. Yeah.
He'd drink
That'll
the
do it
pickle
to you.
juice out of the damn fridge. Emmy was real nice, though.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, he got hit by a car,
That's
I think,
Hell
crossing
of
the
a
street.
story.
Yeah, pretty sad.
I mean, I think it really is a hospital for people who aren't doing good if you're just laying on a mattress on a
He
floor.
was. It seemed like I was in some third world country. It was like sort of a sketchy area of Memphis, like the neighborhood. It wasn't too far from my parents' house, but it was.
It was like if Rayford had his own hospital.
Yes. Yep.
He's got 40s for everybody.
Yeah.
Grab a
God.
mattress, bro.
Ooh,
Here's a pack of Pampers and a mattress. You're in room 6.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Ugh.
It was horrible.
Don't drink, kids.
Yeah, don't drink.
Don't drink. I'm looking right in the camera. Stay in school.
Stay in school, Mike. Don't drink, Mike.
It's Grant.
I'm kidding, Grant. He's not even paying attention. He doesn't.
Nah, he's got his vodka tea going.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. Well, we went to Eureka, California last weekend,
Mm-hmm.
which was fun. The only bad part is that was also a tiny little town. Both nights, all the food closed at like 10
8.
or 8.
What?
So there was nothing to eat. So I was starving both nights. The first night I had some cashews and a pack of Haribo twin snakes. So I ate those because I was smoking a bunch of weed. The guy who picked us up gave us probably, I don't know, a quarter of pretty good weed, which was nice. Which I was able to sneak on the plane.
Uh-huh.
Flying back. But yeah, high as shit and starving, and there was nothing to eat. It was fun and it was a nice place, but oh my God, I mean, it was something else.
The second night, he almost spent $50 on like a delivery for Wendy's, but it got canceled for some reason, and he was so grateful.
Yeah, almost.
Because you didn't have to.
For 2 hamburgers was gonna be like $50.
Yeah, I was willing to do it, but then it canceled at like 150 or something right before it was, and then I was glad. I was like, I can wait till the morning. And it was $50 for Wendy's, which is too much. Way too much.
That is a little pricey.
Do you like Wendy's?
Wendy's is all right. Wendy's, for me, before I started eating meat again.
Yeah, right.
I would eat fish, but Wendy's didn't even have fish.
I wonder if they still.
I'd have to get a potato. Carrie and I would go to Wendy's because she loves Wendy's, and I'd have to get I would just get a potato. And a potato, please. You asshole.
How are the potatoes good?
They're all right.
Just a regular.
You just got to
spud.
load them up with sour cream and cheese.
Yeah.
Kind of undoes the whole vegetarianism for your health thing.
Right.
So
I sent my dad. I saw something on the internet. Do you remember those Bud Light commercials that were like Real Men of Genius?
Mm-hmm.
I was reminded of one the other night. The taco salad inventor guy, and there's just such a wonderful line, and it's like a culinary. Like a culinary mystery or something where it's a salad, but it managed to be 15,000 calories on a salad.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know if I've had a lot of taco salads. What is it? Just a bunch of ground beef and
It's a taco that's just broken up into pieces.
That's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know if I ever had one of those. Those were great, though, the Real Men of Genius commercials.
Yeah. Do you remember that those were actually, at the start of that ad campaign, it wasn't Real Men of Genius. It was Real American Heroes.
Yeah. Yes.
And then 9/11. So they had to stop.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, they had to stop saying that the guy who invented the taco salad was a real American hero because we'd been presented with real American heroes.
Oh my gosh,
So they had
I
to
didn't
change
realize
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was around that time. I was still, like around 2000. Those were pretty funny, though.
Those were great. And the guy who is the singer,
Yeah.
that's the Eye of the Tiger guy.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he's still with us. I wonder if we could get him. Oh, is that him right there?
There he is.
There he is.
That's him.
Why is there a football player on there? That's a funny picture.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh my gosh, those are so good. They haven't really had too many other good. What are their other ad campaigns? Not that I stay in. I don't really know too much about it, but they haven't had funny ones like that.
What were those? Those were Bud. That was Bud Light, right?
Bud Light?
Yeah, they went to that whole the dilly. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I
Never
forgot about
understood
that.
what
That's
any of
kind of
that
a
was.
recent one.
Yeah, I never understood it.
Yeah, they need. I don't
like Budweiser products. It's
Do
not
you
my
not?
favorite. No, I
What
was
do
a
you
I was a
prefer?
Miller
Okay.
drinker, Miller Light.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Miller
Yeah, I've had
High
some
Life.
Miller Lights. Yeah, Miller High Life.
Bud and Bud Light has its own unique taste. I think they make it from rice or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Somebody who drinks Budweiser is going to hate me for saying all that. Know the truth, but it has a different taste. So if that's what you like, that's great. But if it's not, it tastes different.
Yeah. I would drink a shit ton of them. It's been a little while.
I used to drink Pabst Blue Ribbon, boy. That was what my old man drank, and that's
Oh,
what
yeah?
I drank.
Those are good.
But a 12-ounce can of Pabst is like drinking a stick of butter.
Is it?
Oh man. Whew.
What do you mean? Just
So fattening.
Oh, is
You
it?
drink Pabst, and it's bad.
Yeah, I would drink 20 of those, and I've been able to lose just a little weight just from not fucking drinking
Yeah,
20
looking
beers
good.
in a night.
You're looking good,
It's
dude.
weird how that worked. Well, I need to start doing something physically active. I'm still not really doing that, but it helps not drinking all those beers. I remember I used to like Michelob in those fun bottles,
Mm-hmm.
just a regular Michelob and Michelob Light. I think now they just have Michelob Ultra.
Like Ultra.
That's like the only thing they do now, I think.
Yeah, maybe. It's the only thing you ever see, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those bottles. The bottles
Uh-huh.
looked a little different. But yeah, Eureka was fun. There were 2 competing comedy festivals going on at the same time because the 2 guys have a beef with one
That's
another.
hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
He if you do one, you're not supposed to do the other, and he snuck in to the other one when it was his last night of the one he was supposed to do. But apparently everyone else was doing that as well because
Yeah.
we saw everyone that was in his fest also there. So we were like, okay, so what's
Yeah.
the big deal?
Yeah, it was okay.
And he discovered kombucha.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever had kombuchas before?
Ugh, I do not like kombucha.
Do you not?
No.
I thought it was good. I had like 6 of them, though, and then my stomach started hurting because my dumb ass just starts pounding whatever's in front of me.
Uh-huh.
I had like 6, and then my stomach was fucked up.
Yeah, and some guy told him, be careful, you might get like a yeast infection.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. It was kind of like a carbonated. I don't know. It's better than my soda water with a lime, which I'm still drinking a bunch
Those
of.
get boring, huh? They do.
Real boring.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm about to start putting a little vodka in those things.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what kombucha looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's made from a bunch of gnarly shit, man.
Is it good for you?
I guess it's
It's
probiotic,
supposed to be.
which I've never understood. It's like supposed to help your gut, your gut biology.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure if any of that's real.
like the yogurts, where the lady
Yeah.
from Halloween was the spokesperson.
Oh, yeah. Activia.
Activia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that is good for your tummy.
I don't know if 6 of them is good for you.
It wasn't. It was too much. And they had a little alcohol.
Shotgunning them.
They were in glass bottles. I was just pounding.
And he also discovered he loves spa water. He didn't know he liked lemon and cucumbers in his water.
See?
Things are looking up. Yeah, I've started drinking spa water. We got a pitcher at the apartment now. Just put the lemons
great.
and cucumbers and just keep the cold water in there.
That's great.
I know, it's good. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
after going out on a night, though, I just start TTing all the time, and I think I have diabetes, and I have a sweet tooth, but it's probably from drinking all the soda waters.
Could be. The going
It's gotta
going
be.
pee all the time is just from you're overhydrating.
liquid. It's scary. I used to just do that with vodka, with mainly vodka, just pounding those just like the soda water. I'm just counting down the days till I start drinking again.
Stop.
And I'm really going to tie one on when I start drinking again.
Dude, we'll just get a couple of 8 balls of blow and 230 racks and Natty Light.
Yep. Maybe the first time I drink again can be on here. We can just get drunk as shit here one day.
That's it.
Would you want to, Mike?
If you call him Mike one more
I'm
time.
kidding. I hope he's okay. What's his day job? Where does he work?
Stop.
I'm kidding. You probably can't say that. He's not. He doesn't.
Mike?
He's not paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm paying it. I'm here. Sorry.
What's his address?
I don't know. He does like data processing or something, right? Like copywriter. I don't know what it is.
Nerd alert.
Nerd alert.
Big nerd.
Yeah, big time. No, he seems nice. Remember when Joe gave out our address?
Yeah.
This seemed so
Our
dangerous.
produce photographer,
Yeah, my
Joe
God.
White, gave out your home address.
God.
He
What was I
was
thinking?
he was off by like one number.
Yeah, he was a
It was
little
a little
too
scary.
close.
Mm-hmm.
He was a little too close.
Mm-hmm.
He was a little too close. What else did we even do this week? I don't even.
You did a bunch of comedy.
I got ripped off for $200 this weekend for a headboard.
How was
Oh, a
that? Was
good
that on the
scam.
Facebook
Yeah,
Marketplace or
Essentially.
Craigslist?
It was through a friend, and the friend is great. She had really nothing. It wasn't her fault. But we go to this guy. I had to rent a truck because the picture of this headboard looked amazing. Like, oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
And then we go, and the guy's moving, so he's got to get rid of his stuff. We're like, oh, it's $200. Like, that's actually, we need a headboard. We just got a new bed, no headboard. Perfect. I rent a truck from Home Depot, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Get out there to this guy's place. He's not there. It's just my friend who's the real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, here it is. And then we get it, and it's just a piece of plywood with some strips on the side and then strips at making the design.
Had you already paid for it?
No, but we did anyway because we just didn't want to.
Because it was awkward, kind of. So it was $200.
$200, and then by the time I put it in the back of the truck, and then by the I accidentally I had to put in blankets on it and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just put my foot on it for a second, and the whole thing just went. Poof, it just busted.
Are you serious?
Like it just the piece of plywood was tacked to the frame.
Was it homemade?
Oh, absolutely
Okay.
homemade.
Gosh.
But it looked like a homemade piece of art in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I got it home, the whole thing had just completely fallen apart. So basically,
It's horrible.
I paid $233, counting the truck rental,
Yeah.
for a quarter-inch sheet of plywood and some
That's
some
horrible.
strips of trim. And I have to put it back together. I have to rebuild it,
Are
or
you
else
gonna
I've
be able
really
to?
lost my money.
So you
Yeah.
didn't throw it out or something?
No,
You
I
still
got it in
have
the garage. I'm gonna get some better nails and some proper wood stain. I'm gonna
It turned into a DIY project.
Absolutely, and it's probably gonna look like shit when I get done with it because I suck at this stuff. But
How were the people? Were the people nice?
we Venmoed the guy $200, and that was the end of it. We have had no other contact with the guy. So I was like, Carrie, give me his Venmo. I'm gonna send him a fucking shitty thing. She's like, no, just don't.
Yeah.
She's right. It's not worth it. It's whatever. Water under the bridge, as they say.
That sucks.
But yeah, not only did my Bears get their asses beat yesterday, but then on top of that, I got my ass beat. So it was a rough Sunday.
Damn.
The Bretchel household.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in Denver, when I was moving out of the place in Denver, there was some real nice leather couch. Everybody else moved out, and I'm the last person in the damn house. So and there was way more shit in there than I even realized, and in the garage. So I was in charge of getting everything out, and there was just some little yard thing in the alleyway where I just threw everything, which I felt kind of bad, but I didn't know what else to do with it. and I sold the giant leather couch for like $150 to these people on, I think, Craigslist or something. And there had been like 2 or 3 dogs living in the house. And then I get a phone call from the girl an hour later, and she's like, I thought I was going to find some needle in there or something. It was the grossest couch I've ever seen. There was 2 pounds of hair in it. And I was just like, well, I'm sorry. I was thinking she was going to try to bring it back and get her money back. But luckily I felt a little bad.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize there was all the fucking hair in it.
A needle with some dog
What
hair.
are you talking about, bitch?
Yeah.
Why'd you go to a needle? Why did you
Dramatic.
say drug? Yeah, how to get
You think
drugs?
my dog's a heroin junkie?
Yeah.
What
Come
are
on.
you talking
I would have,
about?
yeah, you would have found dog shit before a needle.
It was a nice couch.
It just had some hair inside of it.
I remember sitting on that couch. Gosh, I went to a friend's house one night, did cocaine all night. The morning, my buddy's like, oh, I have these Pez candies with acid on them. I was like, oh, let's take some. So I ate one of the Pez candies. It was deep in his freezer. I ate one of the candies. I go to sleep on the little air mattress for an hour. When I wake up, this is probably 7 in the morning. Just a horrible idea. I wake up an hour later, full-blown hallucinating after doing blow all night, just horribly on edge. And then I remember it lasted, I don't know what it was. It couldn't have just been acid because it lasted 15 to 20 hours. And normally that's like an 8-hour process. Yeah. But I remember being on that couch just watching. I watched The Founder a couple times about McDonald's. That was helping me for some reason. I watched all the Indiana Jones movies. I was just there trying not to die. And my roommate was, at one point, I almost got he and his girlfriend, who he's now married to, Grace and Alex. I almost got him to take me to the emergency room, but he's always had tough love. He's like, suck it up, pussy. You're not going to die. And I'm glad he didn't take me because it was all right.
Yeah.
But man, I thought it was horrible. I was like, this isn't going to end.
Uh-huh.
I'm like this forever now.
There's nothing they can do for you at the emergency room to make
what
it
did
end.
they do?
What
Give
do
you a
they put in
Xanax or
IV?
something?
Yeah, I guess.
Or,
Maybe
I don't know.
Xanax. But all they're going to do is, especially then if you start freaking out and get combative, is strap you down, which
That's probably the worst.
not a good deal.
Woo!
Tripping.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah. Bright lights, just really bright white lights strapped to a table.
Yeah.
You'd think you were like undergoing an alien autopsy, abducted.
It'd be horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the guy who did the show in Eureka, Peter Nelson, who's a real nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about how one of his buddies ate like 2 ounces of mushrooms or something, and he never came back.
That'll do
Ever?
it.
Yeah, he lives like at his parents' house, and he can't hold down a job, and I just can't even imagine the horror that would be.
Yeah.
Sort of knowing that you actually screwed up, because if you were totally gone, I guess you wouldn't even know you screwed up. You're not even there.
Right.
But just knowing that you screwed, that would just be the worst ever.
Yeah, that's wild.
We all need to, we have a little acid at the place. We all need to do a little acid.
All right.
Would you want to?
I'll do that.
Grant, would you trip with us?
Maybe.
At the mall.
We could go to the mall. We could go wherever. Have you ever tripped before, Grant?
Not on acid.
On mushrooms?
Yeah.
We prefer acid over mushrooms.
Why?
I don't know.
I've had just horrible times on mushrooms. I started taking those things in middle school, and I go to like big house parties that the cops would come to, and I'd be running with everybody tripping. I remember one time fucking being at some party, ended up going back to my parents' house. I'm still tripping. And my dad's down in the den watching TV, and I was just having the worst time, but then we watched Herbie the Love Bug. And it made me feel better.
Didn't you find out your dad had cancer when you were on mushrooms?
I was sitting on that same couch.
The hairy
I was
one?
sitting on the hairy couch. I was
on
in Denver
mushrooms.
another night. It was right after my birthday. I went to the after hours bar because I got to be friends with all these sketchy people because I was the dishwasher. And I was partying a bunch, listening to Steely Dan Back in the Dish Pit. So they all thought I was cool. No, I'm kidding. I added that part. I hope they did. But no, I was back there and I went to some after hours bar and it was my birthday and we went to the cocaine dealer's apartment way out of town. And then one of the girls there has acid, and I'm like, whatever. And I took some, and then I'm back at the house in Denver and get a phone call from my parents, and I answered it for some reason. Normally I don't answer that. And my dad's like, yeah, I have cancer.
And he's high as shit.
It was horrible. After not sleeping and being on acid and then getting the phone call about my dad having cancer, it was nightmarish. It was horrible.
Wow. Yeah.
It really was horrible.
Fun. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
God.
Man, you really had a run in Denver. You were a snowmaker and a dishwasher.
Yeah.
We should focus on we should do a Denver edition.
He saw all his Denver friends in Eureka.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was a bunch of Denver friends. Do you know a guy named like Sam Talent and
I know
Nathan
Sam.
Lund? Sam's hilarious.
Sam's one of the best stand-up comedians you'll ever see. I'm
He
amazed
is.
when I watch that guy.
I know. I
work.
told William he needs to get them out here
Yeah.
when Sam's done
Have you
touring.
read Sam's book, Running the Light?
Some of it.
He gave it to me. I've read some of it. I need to.
You were saying that right before we left.
Yeah.
I need to read it.
It's really, really good. It's one of those where it's like I had to keep rereading what I'd read because it was like written
Really?
so well. It's like,
Yeah,
holy
yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
dude, you're good at stand-up, but you're a better writer.
For sure, which is so impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, we always got along. We both like Cormac McCarthy a lot, so
Mhm.
we always talked about him and his books and stuff. Yeah, he's great. I read the first couple pages and I was like, oh, he wrote this about me because it's like some guy in Memphis doing drugs and
Well,
shit. I was like, oh, it's based off of me.
You
But
remember?
that's me being crazy.
Do you remember that it was the first story in the book is about, the guy is with the club owner doing blow off the top of the water heater or whatever, and he's asking him about the comic last week, and he's like, oh yeah, it was rough last week. It was Andy Andrist was here.
Oh, is that what he said? That's
Yeah.
who you work with.
That's who I do my podcast with.
Oh, that's funny.
My other podcast called Issues with Andy, and Andy's amazing. He's really, really funny
Is
and
that
goofy.
just like a
but
joke, or was that really kind
I
of
mean,
a
it's
dig
kind
or
of
something?
no. I think it was kind of real. Like Andy's kind of a guy who he's very Hunter S. Thompson-y, kind of stream of consciousness kind of thing. And it does, and he's also he doesn't give a shit if he offends anybody. So
Yeah.
it's not always good for the. We had a 10-pack of free coupons, and we brought the women's church group down to the comedy club.
Yeah.
Doesn't always go great, but it was funny. I opened up this book, and in the first 2 pages, he's talking about Andy Andrist, and I just laughed
Free
about that
plug.
right out of the box. But yeah, Sam Talent's great. There's a lot of great comics in
There was a
Denver.
lot of redheads.
Yeah.
The one was really
Really?
funny.
Randy Letke.
Oh, Randy Litke's fantastic.
He had a great
He was great.
joke
We got
about
to be buddies.
what
Yeah.
was the Tolts in
Yeah,
Sky
he had some
Rizzy?
stupid ass joke. He's like, "What does it look like? I take Sky Rizzy or Stoltz? Sky Rizzy?"
He's a goofy.
And everyone's like Tolts.
Yeah, it was just. There was a Sky Rizzy commercial on the other night. And I took a picture and sent it to him.
Oh.
He used
had a
to
little
host. He used to be half of the great podcast called The Bone Zone. Him and
The bones.
him and Brendan Walsh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they would just do prank phone calls basically.
Oh, that's
This is like
good.
10 years ago. They were great. And Randy's also got when my first exposure to Randy Litke was, I think maybe you can still find this on YouTube. There was a video where he did a commercial for Warder.
For what?
Warder.
What's that?
It's water with an extra R in it.
Hoarder.
Warder.
That's
And it
good.
was just as dumb as it sounds.
Word.
Warder. Warder. Like, what? Like, it's just very confusing when you watch it, but it's very funny. He's a silly dude.
Yeah.
He was funny.
What else was he talking about? He talked about how he's just still like 5 minutes into it. How he's
It's just warming up.
He's still just
Like-
warming up.
Keep going.
He's like, that one band doesn't go straight into cut my life into pieces.
Yeah. Woo!
Papa
It's
Roach.
funny. Yeah.
Papa Roach doesn't start with the big closer.
Yeah.
No, they work their way up to it. He's
Yeah.
right.
He's funny.
That's why sometimes if you watch this podcast, you may think, what the fuck are they even doing?
Yeah, right.
We're getting
Just
warmed
getting
up.
going, baby.
Exactly. Yeah, Randy came through Denver when I was living in Denver. He was doing something for College Humor where he smoked weed for the first time, and he was looking for two lookalikes in Denver, and I was one of the lookalikes.
Oh, yeah.
And he
So it
got a
was
weed
funny.
tattoo the very next day after smoking weed once.
Oh
A
my
little weed
God.
leaf.
Wow.
He was funny. Well, we went into that comedy club. That place was called Savage Henry. We went up there, up into the green room, trying to get food because I was starving.
We were told there was ribs
Yeah,
up
I was
there.
told there was ribs up there, and then people are doing blow up there.
On
And
a
I was
paper
thinking,
plate.
man, if this was 6 months ago, I'd be right up
Yep.
in there asking to do some.
Wouldn't need ribs.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't be eating the ribs.
Yeah, I wouldn't be hungry then. I was starving then.
There was no ribs.
It was awful.
It was really bad.
And the hotel seemed haunted.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
kind
like
of.
it's like from 1880.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big open thing in the middle with like a stage, and it was kind of cool looking. The last year I was smoking cigarettes just out in the open area, which I would have never dreamed to do this year.
Our
Mhm.
balcony
fucked up.
in our room was inside of the hotel.
Oh yeah, it's one of those that looks in,
Yeah,
like in
yeah.
the courtyard kind of thing.
I think that's where
A
you were
real
smoking
small
cigarettes.
version of that, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, right on.
It's cool. It's real pretty up there. You ever seen the redwoods before?
I have. It's lovely.
It's beautiful, and the ocean's right there, and
I've never been to Eureka, but I've been up
Really
in that
nice.
area before.
it was really cool.
Really
Yeah, I'd
cute
love to-
old town, but everything closes so early.
Yeah, I would love to go up there again. It was nice, and I guess it's a good place to go grow weed. I
Yeah.
guess
Mhm.
Yep.
Humboldt.
Humboldt County, baby.
Humboldt County.
There it is.
They're the redwoods.
Yeah, it was fun driving through those.
Yeah, it was last year we drove through them. This year when the plane was landing, you couldn't see any lights, and I was like, "Oh my God, we're about to crash into a forest." Because it's some little plane we were on, and you don't see any lights, and I was like, "Where are we?"
And
it's
they're
like
not even telling you. They're just like, now we're not going to make an announcement to these people. There's no point.
It scared me a little. It was like a little plane, and I was like, "It's just going down, I guess." I was just playing my Balloons Tower Defense 6 and listening to Tom Petty some, and then there's a all-girl group. We need to somehow get them on here, Bird Cloud.
Oh yeah, I know all about.
You know Bird Cloud?
Yeah,
You do?
of course. Vodka Sodersburg.
Yeah.
I know vodka.
Oh my gosh, they're
I know Bird-
wonderful.
I know those girls. They.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
they,
them.
I do.
How do you know them?
Oh,
They.
Where are they, in Nashville? or
They're actually broken up. They're not together.
oh
anymore,
no.
How come?
You'll never see.
I don't know why, but they were great. They
It's like a joke.
when
band.
I used to do some shows with Doug Stanhope, a lot of
Yeah.
times Bird Cloud would be tagging
Really?
along, do some openings. Yeah, they
Because they're
they-
like funny. They have
they're-
like funny songs.
they would do they had the best closer live.
What?
They would do this thing where there's two girls, and they would be playing their one played a mandolin and the other played a guitar,
Yeah.
and there they
There
are.
they are.
And the girl who played the guitar would at the end would drop down on her knees in front of the other girl and pull her shorts down.
Oh god.
And you're like, oh my God, here comes some very exciting fellatio.
Mm-hmm.
And is that the right word? That might not be the right word.
You
that
put
might
your
just
mouth
be,
on somebody's private part.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's gender related. But then what it was the other girl, I think Mackenzie was her name. Mackenzie would have a harmonica down there that was like strapped around
That's
her
pretty
waist,
good.
and then the other girl
It's
would play the
blowing.
harmonica.
That's funny.
It was
It's so funny. You know who they are. I want to see them.
there. It is. Look, there she is.
There's the
playing
harmonica.
the
Oh my
harmonica.
gosh.
Bird Cloud's fantastic.
Where were they based out of? Nashville?
I think they were Nashville kids. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so funny.
You're
Yeah.
listening to Bird Cloud.
Oh my god. I get obsessed with different bands. I've been listening to them a lot.
When he would drink a bunch, he would play the same songs over and over. And I could probably live the rest of my life without hearing one of their songs ever again because he played it on
the Harry
repeat.
Hand song.
I know.
one
They
like
have
a-
some funny songs.
They have some funny
They're
ones.
very talented.
Yeah, they're great. I was listening to them and just thinking the plane was going to crash.
Oh my
Luckily, it didn't
God.
crash. Getting on a plane tomorrow, going to L.A. Erica's doing her hair stuff, and I'm tagging along this time.
Nice.
For some of the time.
Some of it, because my grandpa's going to a family wedding, and my grandma's kind of like disabled, so we're gonna help her with like her diabetic dog and give him his insulin.
I'm gonna call in the Comedy Store today. Hopefully, I'll need to bring my vaccine card, but maybe I can get on
your card.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to Six Flags, maybe.
Oh yeah, we have a pass where we can go to. Once you have this one pass, you can go to all of them.
Yeah, Six Flags in L.A.
Six
Magic
Flags
Mountain.
Oh, the
Santa
one
Clarita,
up in,
Valencia.
Yeah, up in Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
Right on, dude. Is that even open?
Is it?
Yes, for their fright nights or whatever.
That'll be fun.
I know, that'd be fun.
He has a couple restaurants he wants to. We have a favorite Indian food, Agra Tandoori in Tarzana, and Papa's and beer.
I like it.
Tacos and beer.
Papa's.
Yeah.
Papa's and beer.
What is it called?
Tacos and beer. The Mexican place?
Yeah, it's not tacos.
It's tacos and beer. It's not Papa's and beer.
Yeah, it is.
There's no way it's Papa's and beer.
I promise.
I'll bet you $10 it's not.
Okay.
Ooh, $10.
Really?
Money on the line. Place your side bets, everybody. Place your side bets.
Grant, do you mind looking
Are you with
up,
Erica or are you with William?
See if there's a tacos and beer. It's called tacos and beer.
There's no tacos.
Salsa and beer.
Salsa. We were both wrong. We're both wrong.
That's sweet. You thought it was Papa and beer.
No, it used to be called Papa's and beer. See?
Well,
I think they got in trouble with the real one in Mexico, so they had to change.
They got in trouble with the real Papa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Papa's,
Salsa and beer.
Yeah, Papa's means potato.
Oh, it does?
Oh, does it?
It's Papa's, not Papa apostrophe S.
No, Papa's.
I see. See, that's where I got confused. I'm like, I thought it was
somebody.
Potato and beer.
Well, looking forward to that.
Sounds like an Irish place.
That's his favorite. And right before we left, he found out they have white cheese dip.
Yeah, I love white cheese dip. We
good.
discovered two
White
ladies
queso?
got it. Yeah, white queso. Do places around here have white queso?
I don't know.
We've only seen the yellow.
Yeah. We'll have to do some more research on that.
Grant, do any places around here have the white queso?
I feel like you have to go to San Antonio for more white queso. We have like Kirby Lane, maybe.
Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes
Yeah.
people don't understand that. Even though it seems it's just white. But so San Antonio has it?
Yeah, a lot more.
Cool, good to know.
Right on. Hey, Grant.
Yes, sir.
Is our guest here?
Yep.
All right, cool.
How does he seem?
Pretty chill.
Cool.
Right on. All right. We've got a great guest today.
I know, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
We're going to figure some stuff out.
Today's the day.
We're figuring the shit out today.
We got a lot of questions, and today's the day.
Yep, we're getting
Right
some
on.
answers today.
All right. The William Montgomery Show, brought to you by Sheath Underwear.
Sheath underwear. It's a special underwear with two pouches. One for your thing and the other for your drugs. Just kidding, your testicles. Just kidding, your drugs. Nothing sticks anymore. Cool pattern, stretchy fabric. Perfect for anybody who needs more support for their business downstairs or their business on the corner or their side hustle selling extracurriculars at the local music festival. Also, Sheath is no longer just for dudes. Ladies, try out their sports bras, bikini briefs, and boy shorts.
That's always sexy.
Sheath is the brainchild of former U.S. Army soldier Robert Patton, not to be confused with General Patton. During his second tour in Iraq, so you're not only supporting the show with a Sheath purchase, but also a veteran-owned company.
Imagine he's like in a foxhole in Iraq, and he's like, "Oh, my balls are stuck to my leg."
And then he came up with the thing, and then
pouch deal.
And people started putting drugs in there.
Like like him and his buddies were in the foxhole, and he's like, there should be your balls and your dick should be in separate pouches. And the other guy's like, just fucking shoot.
Mine still just sort of end up in the same little pouch. I don't know how. It's not anatomically, it doesn't work on me. That's why I immediately thought this is good for hiding drugs and stuff.
So you had the second pouch was free.
I had a free second pouch, so I thought this would be a good place for Xanax bars,
Adderall.
ecstasy, Adderall. It would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that? It would be perfect.
So we're not saying you should hide drugs in there, but if you are going to the airport,
Yeah, you could put it there.
yeah,
And I hope they don't pat you down.
they'll never feel it.
They probably.
You know what I mean?
Let's say
They
give
don't
you a big
really get in
cavity
there.
search.
Yeah.
Then you're going to jail. Yeah, you could put ammunition in there. Ooh, that ups the ante a little bit, talking about weapons. How I could help with weapon stuff. Go to sheathunderwear.com and is that what you were going to say? This whole thing.
Go ahead. You're doing great.
Go to sheathunderwear.com and use code WMS to get 20% off your first order. Plus, Sheath Underwear has a 100% money-back guarantee. That's sheathunderwear.com, promo code WMS. Get Sheath Underwear and let them support your testicles.
We're back.
Really excited for our guest today, Gary Wimmer.
Good to be here with you guys.
He used to play in bands, self-taught piano player at 33. I'm actually 34, so that gives me a little hope. I don't know how to play an instrument, but it sounds like maybe I could.
Oh, you can learn. It's practice.
Just practice?
It is practice, like everything in life. Driving, golf, practice.
Fair
Think
enough.
The way you think, the way you live.
Yeah. No, I get it. Gary, you have written a book, A Second in Eternity, about a near-death experience. What happened?
Well, I'll give you the 30-second scenario summary.
Okay.
I've always been interested in psychic ability since way back in college when I started reading Edgar Cayce. In 1977, I quit a band. I was traveling a lot. And
What, Aerosmith?
it was Aerosmith. How did you know, man? My identity's revealed.
Right.
I was a very famous rock star. Not. However, I had a good time playing.
Nice.
And in 77, I took a break, and within 24 hours, life started changing. I started hearing my roommates' thoughts before they would speak.
Whoa.
My roommate, one would walk in with the newspaper, and I could read the titles through his eyes.
How old were you at this point?
I was 29.
How do you think that happened?
Well, it's a pretty long story. There's 250 pages in the book.
I saw it's a pretty big book, yeah.
So anyway, by the second, third day, this psychic ability that I knew I was psychic, I'd already started giving readings, but it came off unglued, unfiltered. By the second, third day, I couldn't imagine what normal life was like. I could look at a complete stranger and pick up everything about their life, and I knew I was right. Because the things I was telling my roommates about the phone ringing next and the headlines in the paper, I'd sit at a restaurant, like you and I talking, and I'd glance at a pool game going on behind me, and when I did, the whole next 5 or 6 shots would play, and I'd come back to my friend and tell him exactly what they're going to do, and we'd both watch it, and it unfolded exactly the way I saw it.
Oh my gosh.
This went on for a week.
Yeah.
I have never been so scared in my life. And so
what were you thinking was going on? Like,
I had no idea.
yeah.
I didn't have any idea, but I knew I didn't have a button to turn it off.
Mm-hmm. So it scared you a little.
It scared the hell out of me, but at the same time, I felt this incredible power like I've never felt before. So
Yeah, I'm almost a little intimidated sitting next to you. I'm a little worried about what you're seeing about my ass. Oh my gosh.
Thank God
Whoa.
I don't go that deep, don't need to anymore.
Could you if you wanted to?
Probably not. No, that was a very...
How come you stopped using the power or something? Or what?
No, what happened is after a week of this, I freaked out my roommates, freaked out a lot of friends, myself, and I felt these guardian angels watching me. They called themselves the monitors, so I just thought of them as the monitors. Never saw them, but I could always feel them around me. And there's some strange things I did there that I won't discuss. You got to read the book because they won't make sense out of context. Anyway, after a week of this, I had never been so terrified and felt so enlightened at the same time, but it was getting too intense. I couldn't handle it. I was pacing down Guadalupe Street across from UT, crying and scared and praying at the same time. And of course, people are watching me, wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
And these guardian angels, these monitors appeared above me. like a big light. And I looked around and nobody else could see him or at least acknowledge him. And I thought, how do you people, I don't care. I looked up and they asked me if I trusted them. I said, yeah, but I don't understand what's going on. They said, do you trust us? Long story short, within seconds, I was in a head-on collision with a speeding car. Bam!
What, you were in a car? I thought you were walking.
No, I was pacing down the street, and some things happened, and all of a sudden, I was in the middle of the street, and I got a head-on collision with a speeding car. A lot of details in there. You have to read the story. I can't sum it up in 10 seconds. But as soon as I hit the car, I was outside my body watching my body tumble over the car. I didn't feel it, anything. And all of a sudden,
You hit the car or the car hit you?
Both. We collided.
Yeah.
In the middle of the street.
Was the car going fast?
It was going very fast.
Did you just run out in front of the car?
Basically, yes. In a lot of ways, I ran out in the street because of a lot of things. Like I said, you'd have to read it to understand it.
Okay.
But all of a sudden, I'm outside my body. Looking at my own body getting tumbled over by the car. And then the whole earth, I was going out like a balloon, the surface of a balloon, all directions at once. Not like an arrow, one way.
So if you're blowing a balloon up.
I felt like that. I felt like it was expanding, and the whole earth turned into a little circle, and I saw it from 360. North, South Pole. Oh, I never even thought about that.
Were you with the monitor? Were the monitors with you at this point?
They had launched me through this voyage to eternity, yes. I went through the planets. I saw these infinite universes. They formed a tunnel of light. They shot me through this tunnel of light. By this time, I had no idea who I was or Earth.
Sounds like when I smoked salvia one time.
I was just going to say, we smoke DMT now to do that.
Oh, yeah. I have done a lot of psychedelics in my life.
Oh, have you?
I certainly I'm a musician. I went through the 60s. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, the whole thing.
What we were talking about earlier, what do you prefer, mushrooms or LSD?
Mushrooms are more organic, but I did have a lot of experience with LSD.
We actually have some at the apartment if you ever want to do so.
No, I've had my days with it.
Yeah.
But
also, do you have COVID or is that a smoker's cough?
It's a little bit of a smoker's cough. Okay. I do smoke pot a little bit.
Oh, nice.
But I went through this tunnel of light and end up in infinite mind. And that's the most amazing thing I've ever experienced, because infinite mind is what they call God. It's not biased. Mm-hmm. It had no beginning and no end. It's infinite creativity. There are infinite universes. Everything manifests. We just happen to be in one particular universe where only this stuff manifests. Right. But infinite mind creates everything. And I still had no idea who I was or what. But I went from being part of this infinite mind to observing it. Okay. And all of a sudden I was pulled back by a term I use called spiritual gravity. Okay. I had no idea where I was being pulled back to, but I knew where I was and I loved it. Moments later in Earth time, I was coming back into the solar system, coming back near Austin, saw my body, and all of a sudden it made sense. I'm a human being. That's my body. I jumped in. And
Did you have to go to the hospital or something?
Well,
I
jumped into my body, and the driver was over screaming and terrified and hollering, and pedestrians are, and people are directing the traffic around. I just been to heaven. This didn't bother me at all. Excuse me, hit the microphone there. I jumped to my feet and started talking to people, asking if they saw these monitors. Oh, that didn't look good.
What are people thinking? Who's this crazy guy?
Cops, ambulance, police.
Crazy.
Oh, it of course. I would think the same thing.
Right. Oh my God.
They couldn't keep me at the hospital. I wasn't hurt. They couldn't let me go because of what I was talking about infinite mind and all this stuff. And so they took me to jail and got a protective order of custody to put me in a psychiatric hospital. I didn't care. I wouldn't. They could put me anywhere. Yeah. Man, I just been to heaven. Nothing could, and I've never been so inspired, enlightened since that day. Now I go through a lot of changes and trials just like everybody.
Right.
But the main thing I wanted to mention about that experience is when I was coming back into my body, I saw the next 100 years on this planet. I saw 9/11. I did not know what it was.
What did you see? The planes crashing into the building?
I saw a plane going through a building and a bunch of people in blue uniforms. And in
what are those, police officers?
No, in 2001, I was playing on a cruise ship coming into Sweden, and I'm a musician. And a Swedish guy said, I think you just had a terrorist attack in New York. I ran down to the crew room, looked at the TV, the second plane went through, and bam, I saw this picture 24 years ago. I saw COVID, but I didn't know what it was.
How did you see COVID?
I saw the whole Earth in almost like a cartoon, an ink spot going over it, kind of covering it. I didn't know what that was till about a year and a half ago, and I went, it's COVID.
Wait, what do you mean the ink spot, or what was that like?
Oh, it looked like a big ink spot covering the whole Earth.
So that was like COVID. Did you get vaccinated?
Pardon me?
Did you get vaccinated?
Oh, yeah. I'm vaccinated, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I got vaccinated.
I mean, I believe in science. I believe in facts, you know?
Totally. Do you believe in God?
Absolutely. I believe in infinite mind, infinite God.
Because you were in heaven.
There's not a molecule or a thought or a quark or a subatomic particle that is not part of God. God is everything. But human beings have free will, and we can be stupid, selfish idiots.
Yep.
Don't blame it on God. Blame it on humans' free will. We took that ball and ran with it.
Yep.
And here's what we got.
And here we are.
But I'm very inspired, even though we're going through this world revolution now, and we are. The whole world. COVID-19 is not an accident.
What do you think? How did that
It's
start?
higher mind coming to nature, through nature, coming to man, saying, wake up, people. What's important?
You think people have woken up?
I think they're having to think of things differently than they did a year and a half or 2 years. It's affected the whole planet.
Yep.
There's no such thing as accidents. There's no such thing as coincidences.
Look at him. He put the COVID thing on
Everything
the
is
screen.
cause and effect.
This is the COVID molecule. Yeah, when you said the thing, the ink spot on the Earth, I was thinking you saw like the COVID thing.
No, I actually saw the
spikes
Earth
on
in this, but I didn't understand it till about a year and a half ago, and I started seeing this image.
God, what else have you seen that hadn't happened yet? What else is going to happen?
Well, a lot of east and west coast, the land's going to change. I don't think this is next week. I think it's in the next 50 years.
Like global warming stuff?
Yeah. It's going to be a massive effect. You know, Florida and parts of New York and parts of California are just going to go into the sea if the sea keeps rising. Now, we could maybe change it, but we ain't moving that direction.
Right.
So we've already kind of tipped the wheel, what do you say, tip the card? Or is that the expression?
We tipped the card already.
Yeah, in the wrong direction. We can turn it around and change it, but we got to really get on top of it. I'm an optimist.
Cool.
We're going through a whole world revolution. It involves everybody. Everybody feels it, whether you can, put a finger on it or what it is or not. It's a world revolution.
Do you have weapons?
Pardon me?
Do you have weapons? Are you getting ready for a revolution?
No, not a violent revolution. I mean, there's going to be idiots with guns. Look at January 6th. Look at countries. Look at people.
What happened January 6th?
Well, the insurrection.
Oh.
Weren't you at Cooper's barbecue?
Yeah, I was eating at Cooper's barbecue that day.
Oh, really?
Have you ever been to Cooper's?
No.
Are you a barbecue fan?
Yeah, I don't eat as much meat as I very much.
What'd you eat for breakfast today?
Fruit and yogurt, actually.
Oh, nice.
That's what I eat.
What kind of fruit?
Blueberries and strawberries.
Yum.
And yogurt, coffee. That's my addiction in the morning.
Cool. That sounds like a good breakfast.
But, I thought he was going to say something. But that was the most incredible experience of my life. I feel like one of the luckiest people on the planet.
Yeah, it's lucky you didn't. You're lucky you didn't die. It sounds.
Oh,
like.
I should have been killed, but I didn't get hurt.
Were your roommates pissed off, wondering how they're going to pay the rent? Were you helping pay the rent? When did you go back to your place?
To some degree, our rent was so cheap then. We all lived in a pretty cheap little spot.
And it was here in Austin.
It was on West Lynn, actually, down by in Clarksville area.
So, do you like it here in Austin?
I moved here in 1970. It was I got out of college in 70, Texas Tech, electrical engineering. It was all defense work. I was a war protester. No way I'm going to serve in the defense industry.
Oh, really?
So I worked as a conscientious objector at the Austin State School here for 2 years. Cool. And then got out, and everybody I know was doing, still sex, drugs, and rock and roll, so I didn't want to go get an office job. I wanted to play music. I wanted to travel.
Just cool you're on a cruise ship in Europe. Oh, how are those shows going? Good?
I love the cruise ships, yeah.
Did you ever have sex with anybody on the cruise ship?
Well, my girlfriend when she'd visit me.
Nice.
But, yeah, I enjoyed playing the cruise ships. Great food, great scenery. They really like you,
Just a vast ocean. I've never been on a cruise. I'd like to go on a cruise.
Yeah, they're fun. They are fun, especially if you're not having to pay for it and they're paying you.
I know. That sounds good.
4 o'clock in the morning, go down to the crew room. They got the best food in the world there,
That sounds great. Well, it sounds like you should have started doing like sports betting stuff if you were calling the what was going on in pool.
I'll tell you the truth.
You should have started making some gambling or something.
10 years ago, I was flipping around on the Sunday morning shows. There's nothing but football. I don't care about football.
Yeah.
But I thought, excuse me, I'm going to see what the score is going to be. And so I wrote down what I thought the score was going to be at the end of the game. I was right.
Really?
And now sometimes I watch football with the sound off just to practice. Who's going to take the ball? Where are they going to go? And I get about 80% right.
What?
And I have.
Well, we need to start gambling.
Is this your new college football buddy?
Yeah, I'm a big college football fan. Maybe we should start watching some games.
My brother, my roommate, many people have said, man, let's gamble on this. No, because that'll blow it.
Oh, do you think so?
Oh, yeah. Because the only
How come?
Because I do it to practice developing my psychic ability as a practice, not to try to make people money.
Mm-hmm.
And
what if you just let William do the betting?
Yeah, what if I only do the betting?
Can't fool the universe.
Okay. I agree. I totally hear you. I know. I don't know if I would do that either if I had the abilities, but I don't. So how old were you when you realized you had the psychic abilities? Were you a little boy?
Actually, when I was a little kid, I had 6 brothers. I had 2 brothers born December 8th, 45 and 46, exactly a year apart. They're just like each other, double and triple Sagittarius. I was
double
born,
and triple Sagittarius.
Yeah, I was born November 8th, the following 11 months. There's 3 of us in 3 years, and I watched the 2 of them kind of fight and struggle. So at a young age, I realized I could see stuff was going to happen before it was going to happen. I can't.
What happened to them?
Oh, there's one passed away a couple years ago, and one still lives here in Austin.
Is he doing all right?
Yeah, he's actually the.
Are y'all friends?
Oh yeah, we're all I got 6 brothers. We're all friends. We're very different.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
What do they think about you being a psychic? Are they like, oh, our crazy brother? Or
in a way, I've always been the strange one. I was always the musician. I was the eccentric. I was the radical. I was the first person to. Me and my older brother, the only 2 to ever get into the drug culture at all, out of 7 boys. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it's a fact.
Did you ever do cocaine?
Oh, I did cocaine, yeah, but went back in the 70s or so. But
did you have fun doing it?
A little bit. I mean, it's a fun drug, but it screws you up.
Yeah, I had a cocaine problem.
You're not the only one, man. Many people have. I didn't because I went. Now, I had an alcohol problem when I was in high school. I was very depressed in high school.
Yeah.
And I
you still drink now?
No, but here's why.
Why?
At 17, my girlfriend broke up with me, and I took another girl to the prom and really wanted to be with my girlfriend and wasn't. So I got so drunk. I ended up in a critical condition in the hospital.
For what?
Blood poisoning, alcohol poisoning.
Oh, wow.
I was in a coma for 5 or 6 days. I was dreaming of drinking the whole ocean. Dreaming of going under a waterfall with my mouth open.
So you were thirsty.
I was very thirsty and
I've woken up
extremely
hungover before, and I'm like, oh my God, I've had dreams where I'm drinking.
Oh, yeah. That's the last time I've been drunk in my life at 17.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
Never again.
After that.
I got the point.
Right.
Very clearly. So, yeah.
Damn.
I can drink a glass of wine and not a second one, or a drink and not a second one,
That's good. I couldn't stop. I kept drinking.
Oh, I know. A lot of people have a problem with addiction. I've, had my own more psychological addiction to things probably than chemical,
Like what? Like what?
Curiosity. I always see things, especially in the last 20, 30 years, I always see things in terms of what the universe is talking about, showing us, I can certainly enjoy mundaneness, but my mind doesn't stay there too long. It's just the way I am.
So do you go to church?
Yeah, well, no, I have churches in here.
Yeah.
You want to see God, look at nature.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't disagree with that.
So, I don't go to church. I would like to be able to talk sometimes to the church leaders because I think their intentions are good, but they're pretty limited on their concept of God. God doesn't want anything. Yeah. God's infinite. Man wants. Don't say God wants this. No, God does it. You want. Yep. Or you want other people to believe God wants it.
Yep.
God's infinite. What could you possibly want? You don't. Humans want.
And I'm ready to sign up right now.
Yeah.
Gary's got me convinced.
Oh, the free will of our souls. It's not any accident. You are who you are, and so forth. It's by choice. We chose before we came here. The family, the time, the place. There are no accidents.
So So if you knew when I was born and everything, astrology stuff, is that real?
Yeah, astrology is just as real
I'm
as
an Aquarius.
everything.
What does that mean?
Free-minded, like to break the rules, spontaneous, forward-thinking.
Very forward thinking.
Aquariuses can take an A and a Z and completely unrelated and put them together and make sense out of it.
You hear that, Erica?
I heard it.
That's exactly your style of comedy, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Not even joking.
Yeah.
That's in
That is
general.
exactly your style of comedy.
Yeah, the way Aquarian minds work like that way,
Interesting.
In fact, Scorpios always have a little. I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
Very intense, very get to the bottom of things. And Aquarian minds and Scorpio minds work pretty polar opposite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because y'all are so freeform and flighty, and we're so precise, we want to nail it down. So it's like.
Well, maybe that's why we're going to be good friends.
Probably so, man.
Could be.
Oh, I've had a lot of great Aquarian friends.
Oh, really? So it's almost your birthday. You said November 8th?
November 8th, uh-huh. And you're in February?
January.
January what day?
January 26th.
Okay, you're just kind of into Aquarius.
Wayne Gretzky's birthday.
Yeah, you've got a certain amount of Capricorn in you, too.
What does Capricorn mean?
It's right before that. Capricorn's the earth sign.
Oh, I thought you said candy corn.
No.
And I was going to
mostly
agree with you.
Close.
Yeah, I'm a lot of candy corn. Do you like candy corn?
I like you. I like candy corn. The two to go together, man.
Oh, nice. Cool. Are
He
you...
looks like one of those little candy corn.
does.
Okay, what does that mean? Oh, my gosh.
That's a compliment. I like candy corn.
Gary, you're going to do a reading for William here today, and you've got a pretty interesting way to do this. I've never seen anything like this. Can you explain what
Yeah, I learned. I started doing psychic readings way back in the early 70s, mostly with a regular deck of playing cards, because I just seemed to develop my own system, I guess,
Yeah, because normally it's like tarot cards, right?
Yeah.
It's not normally a deck of cards, right?
I use a deck of cards. There's so many people read tarot cards, and so many people do palmistry. When I got a reading from a lady in 1980, she did a reading of this, and I'd never seen it. And I said, will you teach me your method? And she said, well, pretty much just intuitive. And she gave me about a 10, 15-minute lesson.
What's this called?
It's called lithomancy. That's LITHOMANCY. And if people go to lithomancy.com, they'll find all about me, all about these readings.
Oh, my gosh. Did you get lithomancy.com?
I finally got lithomancy.com.
Oh, nice.
I actually had to buy it from a guy a couple years ago. There's a band called Lithomancy, I think. It's
Oh, the band had it.
yeah.
Or...
And the guy made me a good deal. I said, look, I'm a psychic. It's what I do. It's my art, lithomancy, and made me a good deal on this website. He wanted many thousand for it, but he came down considerably.
Oh, nice.
I gave him a reading over the phone and recorded it. He went, wow, man, that's pretty good. Okay, I'll make you a deal. So
Well, I'm a little worried. What if you find out some bad stuff or something?
I always see the good stuff, man.
So what is it? Do you go into the past or the future or
What
the
I
present?
do, there's 16 stones here, and 10 of them are based on astrology: Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto. Did I miss one? And then the other 6 stones are life, love, luck, commitment, timing, and place.
Okay.
And what you do is you charge them up in your hand, and you drop them, say about this high. You don't want to drop them real low; they'll be in one pile. If you go
Right.
too high, they'll go all over.
Yep.
So you drop them about this height, and I put this little crossroads. This is 6 o'clock, pointing toward you.
Okay.
I start reading in the center. I read up to the top, which is 12 o'clock, the start of this week, and then around for 12 weeks. And that's basically how it works.
Interesting.
So William's got to take the
Yeah.
stones?
You
Yeah,
want
how
to do
do we
this,
do it?
William?
Let's do it. I hope my parents don't watch this. My mom, I think it would scare my mom.
Nah, doesn't have
It's
to.
not devilish, is it?
Well, no.
Yeah. I didn't think so. I just Francis would say, "Oh, that's works of the devil."
Well, the devil is.
Do you believe in the devil?
I believe in infinite mind, infinite God. If someone wants to throw a devil, fine, that's their business. I'm not going to go spend my time concentrating on a damn devil. Why?
Right, it seems like concentrating on the devil's a bad deal.
Yeah, why waste your
Right.
time on something that's going to project evil? Just jump
Totally.
over. Well, who needs it?
Or some psychic
Who
people.
needs it?
I hear you. I don't need it.
If people need a devil, go to town. I don't need a devil.
Go to town if you want the devil.
So charge these up in your hand,
Okay.
and when you're ready, oops,
Oop.
drop one stone here.
Yeah.
You see it?
Oh, it's on my little
There it
notebook. Okay.
Oh, that might mean something.
It does
Ooh,
mean
yeah.
something.
That might mean something.
Does it
right
really?
there.
Yeah, and I'll explain to you. So drop them from about this height. You want to drop in one little pile. You don't want to drop them way up
Okay.
here. So about in here somewhere, and charge them up for a second and drop. And I'm going to give you about a 5 or 10 minute reading, kind of quick.
Okay.
But it'll make sense to you.
And also, I haven't cut my fingernails in a while, so don't judge me on my weird length of fingernails.
Folks, please notice his fingernails.
Okay, let me know how long to charge.
Whatever feels good for you, man.
Okay.
Over the phone, I hold them in my hand, and I have the person say drop.
Oh, really?
And it's
Does
sometimes,
that work the same?
Yeah, it works the same to me. But sometimes I have to tell people, so it's not going to get any better. Just go ahead and say drop. It's okay.
Okay, from like here?
Yeah, that'll work. There you go. All right.
What is the one that went out of the circle?
Oh, man.
Well, are you ready? I'm going to explain this to you.
Okay.
Now, I want you, first of all, to notice this strong triangle. Do you see that triangle?
Yeah, I see a triangle. Yes.
Triangles are like third eye. They're like pyramids.
Okay.
They're like the number 3. They're like the Trinity in Catholic Church.
Yep.
3's in art, music, physics. 3's very important.
Okay.
When I see a triangle, and I do see a lot of triangles nowadays in people's readings.
Do you?
Yeah, because we're all being encouraged or forced to grow spiritually and mentally. That's why
Okay.
COVID-19.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's one of the. So you have a strong pyramid here, and what it's the stones that represent by the pyramid, the vertices have a lot to do with what's going on.
Okay.
At the top of this pyramid, 12 o'clock, you have Mercury. It's a green stone. You have the commitment stone, and you have Pluto, which is a lot of recovery, healing.
I stopped drinking 5 months ago.
It's a lot of healing. And Mercury is decisions, techniques, minds. So you've made your decision to heal. The commitment stone up at the top is saying you're making a commitment to it, and you're making more of a commitment to it. Now, a while ago...
He didn't do cocaine this weekend when he was in the green room at the comedy club right in front of him.
Correct.
He passed.
I passed on
That's
it.
right.
That's commitment.
When the sunstone is the one that slipped out, we put it back in. It landed right here. It slipped out of my hand. It kind of meant you feel in a way you've kind of lost some power and you want to bring it back into play. And that's what's happening here. In this first week or two, the sun is next to Uranus. You're going through a lot of change right now.
Okay.
Uranus is absolute change. But change is often life's only way of telling us what we need to learn next.
Okay.
If you never went through some change or some unpredictable, you'd be just dumber than a rock.
Yep.
Right in the center is a place stone having to do with your environment and Neptune. Neptune is like new plans, new dreams. It can be your career, your writing, your creativity, that sort of thing. And notice you got Uranus, Saturn, which is learning, Neptune here, and Pluto. These are the 3 spiritual stones, Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune. They're all close to each other. They're right near the power stone here. If you look at this small triangle between Pluto and the center here, which has to do with spirituality because of Neptune, and the sun, that's also a triangle.
What does that mean?
That means you're developing a lot of intuitive spirituality sense. You may not be conscious of it, but you will become more conscious of it. You're starting to think outside the box more, both spiritually and as far as healing and as far as what you want your career to be. A lot of reorganization, replanning. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And if you wouldn't be going through this, you'd be stale and you know it.
Right.
So this is like a whole new thinking outside the box that's over the next week or two, that the more you accomplish, the more you feel.
Wait, what about the next week or two?
I said over the next week or two, this commitment to healing, growing, evolving, new techniques, this in a way, even unknown commitment you're making to growth, because the whatever you're healing from is opening new doors for you elsewhere too, not just in what you're healing about, but it's opened up new possibilities in your higher mind. You got to practice everything. If you really want to grow with higher mind, or driving, or baseball, or sex, you got to practice.
Well, I wish I could practice the
Well,
sex
you
part.
can start.
That's my girlfriend over there.
Oh, really? Okay.
He's kidding.
Aquarians already think outside the box. Do it even more so. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You heard that, Erica.
I heard,
did you hear that?
I heard.
Gary said anal. You gotta do it. It's in the stones.
It's in the stones.
So this triangle is saying a lot of growth, and we go through growth spiritually and psychically and mentally and emotionally, not to get a better seat in heaven, but to make better things work here now in this life, to make better decisions. So this can be a very practical next couple weeks, of you make continuous commitment to heal and grow, but fill in with new techniques. If you're displacing this, bring something good in to take its place. Do you understand?
I hear you.
Creativity.
That's like when you quit drinking and started eating raisin bread.
Yeah, do you
Is
like
that
raisin bread?
I can't eat a whole lot of bread, but I do like,
A little butter on it?
I like a lot of food, but I'm on a low-carb diet, so I have to kind of watch some of it.
Okay.
So by the second and third week, do you have a relationship right now?
There's my girl. Talking about like.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is my
Okay.
girlfriend. Yeah.
Well, the reason I'm asking is this is the moonstone emotionally, this is the love stone, and this is you. I think y'all are going through a lot of lining things up again, fixing things up, reestablishing, getting on a new track. You with me?
Yeah, we're new to Austin.
Okay, well, if you didn't go through some newness and some changes and some curveballs, we'd be dumber than a rock.
Right. Yeah.
Change and surprise is good. You're going through some of it now, but it's also, you've got Jupiter right here, and Jupiter's great expansion. It's pointing to the place stone. Y'all just moved here?
5 months ago. Or
May.
something.
Well, it still feels like it's new to
It's
y'all.
new.
Yeah.
And that's why the place stone is right in the center. And next to it is Neptune, which is new plans and new dreams. Saturn is next to that, which is saying how you organize things to get these new plans and new dreams into play.
Yeah.
Uranus next to that is saying, do it real creatively.
Okay.
You know? Don't be afraid to take big jumps, big dives. You're set up for that now. By the third and fourth week here, it feels like both emotionally and with your own passion reignited, creativity-wise, you're starting to see more long-term where you can go. Do you understand?
Yes.
You with me on this? By the 6th and 7th and 8th week here, this is the luck stone. This is Venus, balance, harmony, relationships. This is the magic stone, pointing back to the place
What's
stone.
the magic stone saying?
Magic stone saying timing and the T's are crossed, timing's right, everything's getting lined up good.
That's what that means.
Well, it's pointing back to your environment and your plans. You're coming here. Change was good. The new ideas you have are good. You're starting to learn how to put them into play. We don't organize something instantaneously. Everything takes time,
Yes.
especially if you want to do it right.
Yep.
You know, but you're on a good movement cycle, especially considering you're dealing with a lot of your issues and to clear them out, get them out of the way. Good.
Yeah.
So you can be jumping by leaps and bounds instead of by inches.
Mm-hmm.
You with me?
Yeah.
By the 5th and 6th and 7th week here, you've got this harmony in your life, this balance that not only with relationships, but with yourself. Because this is the life stone here. Outside
So
the
what does
circle.
that mean if the life stone's out of the
no.
circle?
Well, it means
Everything was going great.
Yeah.
No, it means-
life stone.
Oh
it
gosh.
actually means on the long term you're getting your life more organized because of what you're learning. You got a lot of good luck in here, man. You got a lot of good
Is that what
change.
that means? Really?
Yeah.
Or can you just say all this stuff to anybody, however the rocks fall?
Well, that's what I feel, and I bet you could call me back in a month or two and say, "Wow, that made sense."
Yeah,
It
no,
may
I'm
not-
kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
Just,
I know. It may not make sense immediately, but you know that this healing you're going through in this constructive phase and this reorganization and planning is very healthy for you. And you know
Yes.
it's also necessary.
Yes.
So,
I agree
so
with
it's
that
two
for
win-wins there. Don't shortchange yourself.
Okay.
Life will throw us a bunch of curveballs and a bunch of crap. You don't have to go look for it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe you.
Go look for the light at the
while.
end of the tunnel. Go look for power. Go look for love. Go look for great things. We don't have to go look for crap. We'll get it.
Yes. Yes.
Don't even have to order it. It's, a la carte.
Yes.
So by the 8th, 9th, and 10th week here, this magic stone is saying, hey, you pretty well got everything lined up to a fresh new phase of your lives, and it's good. That's why the life stone is out here in the circle saying the left side of this pyramid is saying, yeah, your life can move forward much like you planned because you're making the corrections, because you're adapting stability on one side and a lot of fresh approaches to everything, writing including, the way you think, the way you present yourself, the way you, and other new ways to do it.
Yep.
Whether it's a stage or a movie or a book or a podcast,
Right.
So, but as you come back to the end of this 3-month period, you're going to realize how much you have proactively healed yourself and come out ahead. And it hasn't been near as much work healing as it has been a joy, because you're getting rid of a bunch of crap you don't need. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. So what, is there a way that the rock's going to fall in where it would have been a bad reading? Or you said it's always generally positive?
I don't consider it my responsibility to remind everybody that life can throw a bunch of crap at you.
Yeah. Right. No, I hear you.
I think
your life stone went out of the circle, dude.
Yeah, I was wondering what that meant.
No point in even reading the rest of them.
Yeah.
You're finished.
You're
that
doomed
seems
by the
bad.
first week. No, here's the reason. You can't change anything up to this second.
Right.
You definitely cannot change other people.
Right.
You can't. There's 10 billion things you can't change, correct?
Yes, I agree.
The most powerful use of free will is about what you can change. And the most important thing we can always change, regardless of our situation, regardless of what we went through, is perception.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see it? Is the world screwing you over, or are you getting some new insight? It's almost that you get to decide which one you're going to interpret.
Yeah.
And you might as well take the inside. If you like lead on your back, take the crap. See the worst case scenario.
Right.
I don't want to tell people the worst case scenario, because I don't want them to start thinking about and heading toward it. They're going to get crap.
Yeah, I don't want to hear them.
Hypochondriac, worrywart.
And I find a lot of times just by suggesting to people, or it's not a suggestion, it's a fact, that they have the free will right now to start changing. Because you can't change the past, can't change other people. You can change the way you look at it. And once you do, your whole life can take off differently. And just suggesting that to people brings about stuff because they never thought of it.
Yeah.
They never thought of, wow, I got that much free will. Hell yeah, you do.
Yep.
Free will is the most important thing in life. And its most highest value is how you look at things today, now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Perspective, right here, right now.
Sounds like this podcast is going to be a hit.
Yeah, right.
I related a lot of that to the podcast. I'm not even kidding. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
No, I mean, a lot of what you said seemed accurate.
Great.
Changes happening.
Big changes happening.
Being organized, making decisions.
Yeah.
So that's
Cool.
kind of how I
That was
read.
Interesting.
And
That was fantastic.
Yeah,
That was really
That was
good.
very interesting, for sure.
good. And people ask me sometimes, like you said, how come you're so positive all the time? Because that's what I'm trying to do. Do you want me to tell you how screwed your life is?
No.
You already know that.
Yeah, people already know that.
You know that.
That's right.
I'm trying to tell you how to unscrew it, because I've been there too.
Yeah.
Oh, I've gone through so much anxiety and depression and being broke and heartbroken and out of place, out of time.
Are you generally doing better now?
I've always done well. I've just
Yeah.
been through a lot of damn curveballs, but thank God for my near-death experience in '77. It showed me without a doubt we're connected to infinite mind. And if we keep practicing getting into that, all our troubles go away. I still went through anxiety and depression, but less and less so, and more empowerment.
So you think your life would have been totally different if that car didn't hit you.
If I had not had that near-death experience, I have no idea. But I had it.
I wonder what you'd be
44 years ago, before anybody even talked about near-death experiences. I knew what happened, and this is an interesting point.
What?
I knew what happened. There's no doubt. I didn't care if anybody believed me. I really didn't, you know.
Yeah.
But I knew what happened. What I didn't know is why.
Mm-hmm.
Why me?
Yeah, why was it you?
After 6 or 7 months, 8 months after the incident, every day I was wondering, why me? I mean, no complaints. Thank you. But what did I do to deserve this, you know?
Yeah.
The monitors, the guardian angels, came once again. I couldn't see them this time, but they shot this information in my head, and I heard them speak. At the same time, I saw this like the trailers of a movie, you know?
Yeah.
And it basically said at the same time they were speaking, this happened because of your curiosity. You wanted to know. You've always asked. You were ready. You could handle it. You know, kind of like Jack.
I feel like you have to be open to stuff. Do you believe in ghosts?
I believe in everything.
Me too. Erica doesn't believe in ghosts.
I believe in everything.
I'm with you, Erica.
Yeah, they don't believe in ghosts.
There's
First
too many
of all,
dead people. I've never seen one.
I don't believe the earth is square, but if you believe the earth is square, I have to believe that, well, someone believes it's square.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you know.
Fair enough.
We're going to take a vote.
Yeah. Yeah, how are we
We're going to put a poll. Put a poll up.
Hey, Gary, where can people find more information about you and what you do? If they want to get a hold of you and have a reading done.
Yeah.
The best way to do it is to, you can either email me, GW@GaryWimmer.com, GW@GaryWimmer.com. If you can't remember that, go to lithomancy.
Yeah, the website.
Yeah,
right,
the website.
Right.
lithomancy.com. Lithomancy. Litho means stone, and mancy means divination by, like lithograph or something.
Okay.
So lithomancy.com, or you can Google Gary Wimmer, just GaryWimmer, and you'll find my contact information. You know.
Fantastic. That was great.
Cool, yeah.
Thanks for coming
Love
in,
it.
man.
Oh, it's a
Very
pleasure being with you
insightful.
folks.
That was
And was
fantastic.
crazy comedian too. I've been there, man. I've been crazy. I appreciate that state of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in a crazy state of mind for a long time, but now I'm like, yeah,
Now you're putting it to use.
I'm trying.
That's
That's
good.
because Uranus is close to the sun.
Yeah.
You got it. That's what it is.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for being here. That
I
was
thank you
a lot
guys
of
for the
fun.
opportunity. Check out my book, A Second in Eternity. And
I will.
To those of y'all listening, check out A Second in Eternity. It's a very interesting, true story about my NDE. I speak at a lot of these NDE conventions, IANDS conventions, International Association of Near-Death Studies.
Oh, wow.
And I do a fair amount of interviews. So if you Google Gary Wimmer, you can probably find a lot of information about me, including how to get in touch with me.
That's great.
Cool.
And thanks, everybody, for being out there and watching and listening to the podcast. Tune in next week with special guest Meghan Markle in the studio with
We'll be here
William.
next week. Do you know her, the princess?
I know the name. Meghan Markle.
Meghan
She's
Markle.
going to be a guest.
I know that name. Are you kidding?
No.
She's going to be here.
Really?
Yeah.
She's going to come here, huh?
No, we're kidding. No, but maybe we're not. No,
be here.
we're trying to
Is
get in
that
contact.
Prince Henry's?
Yeah, Prince Henry.
She's coming down here?
She's into redheads.
Supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly we've been in contact, or people have been. There she is, right there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're trying to get her here.
What a neat lady. And boy, I tell you, when she came out and talked about all the crap in the first, what do you call it?
Royal family.
Royal family, right.
Yeah, what about
Yeah, they're a bunch of
those
weirdos,
people?
man.
God bless them that they live in if you live in a bubble, you become clueless. I mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
that's just a fact. You get out in the
I
real
believe
world,
ya.
you get your senses working. You learn
Right.
stuff. You
The
know.
queen needs to get hit by a car or something.
Wake up somehow.
right. Right.
I've been watching this stuff on Diana and
What about her?
Charles.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Well, the
rest in
interesting was
peace.
both Charles and Diana went to these boarding schools, and they were real cold, and so
Yeah.
they both developed that sort of insecurity. They want someone to care for them and love them. Both of them are very broken packages, broken deals. What's
Wounded
package deal?
burns.
Pardon me?
Wounded birds.
Oh, absolutely. So they were not.
Is that a thing? Wounded birds?
They were wounded birds, both of them, very, very heavily.
Oh gosh.
But thank you guys for the opportunity.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
in
thank
again.
you.
That was fun.
You too, my man.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of The William Montgomery Show. Send your questions, artwork, and manifestos to thewilliammontgomeryshow@gmail.com. Leave William a voicemail at 737-471-1098. Never miss an episode of The William Montgomery Show by subscribing to The William Montgomery Show channel on YouTube and anywhere podcasts are sold. Check out William online at william.f.montgomery1 on Instagram. For more William Montgomery, check out Kill Tony on YouTube and see him live at the Vulcan Gas Company in Austin, Texas every Monday night. For more of me, Brett Erickson, check out Issues with Andy on Patreon. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at IBrettMyPants. This episode of The William Montgomery Show was recorded at Permanent Record Studios right here in the heart of Austin. The William Montgomery Show is produced by William Montgomery and Brett Erickson. The William Montgomery Show is a FannieCo production. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Shh, who the fuck said that? I'm trying to have fun tonight.